I'm Courtney.
And I'm Emily. And this is
Cheers to that. Tink. Fake
Welcome
tink.
back.
I had to do a fake tink. Because I have a bottle of water, not sponsored by Aquafina. I barely even like Aquafina.
I know.
But
Aquafina's kind of a rogue choice, if we're being honest.
that's all Lowe's had this morning.
Okay.
So
She's already been to Lowe's. She's crazy.
we'll get to it in a minute.
Well, welcome back to your weekly podcast where we talk about motherhood, marriage, and laugh at everything in between. So, Courtney, I've been thinking of this question for you.
Oh, God. Here we go.
With everything going on in the world.
Oh, God. Airplanes?
Climate change, airplanes crashing, a divided political landscape. I want to ask you.
We're getting deep. Okay.
What's your favorite line from
Shut up.
All Too Well 10-minute version?
Oh, it's definitely the line. Now you're putting me on the spot, but I know exactly. He said, it makes me want to cry every single time. He said it's supposed to be fun turning 21.
Ew, that's been stuck in my head all day. I just gave myself chills thinking about it.
Is that your favorite line or no?
No.
But that's like the thing that gets stuck in your head.
It's supposed to be fun.
Turning 21.
Yeah.
She was waiting at the door for him all night, and her dad is
sad.
like, Taylor, it's supposed to be fun turning 21.
And like, if you, Claire, I'm looking at you, are a Taylor Swift hater. Actually, Claire, Anna, you've been called out also because Anna was like, you're a Swiftie and I can't relate.
Really?
Yes, it's upsetting.
Surprises me.
I urge you to listen or at least read the All Too Well 10-minute version lyrics.
No, what really got me into that was watching the music video with it.
Ooh,
Like
yes.
once you watch
It's a
the
short
music
film.
video, you're in it.
Sadie Sink, Dylan O'Brien, beautiful, lovely, charming, wonderful.
What's your favorite line?
You kept me like a secret and I kept you like an oath.
Oh, yes. Every time. Every time.
Ooh, that one, the first time I heard it, I was like, God damn.
And it never gets old.
No.
Like singing every single lyric to 10 minutes. My husband hates his life.
It's
He
our
would
favorite thing to do,
rather
though.
jump out of the car than listen to me sing every single lyric to it. What I discovered, though, is because that's usually like our drunk song that we sing together. But what I discovered is it's so much more than that because
Yeah.
Well, just because
I agree.
I like at Bunko had one glass of wine, I was totally fine. Like I had 2 bottles of water, so don't come at me.
Two
like
bottles of wine.
I was the DD, and so I had one glass of wine, and we still sang it on the way home, and had a great time. I still got into it.
It's such a merging of souls.
Yeah.
Well, I actually wanted to, because I was listening to it the other day, and I want to say that, like, I have thought about buying the red Taylor's version vinyl from Target 300 times, but it's $50, and I just, like, can't. I have to hold off on vinyls right now. I've amassed quite a collection.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this because I wanted your opinion.
Okay.
There's a line. He was tossing me the car keys. Fuck the patriarchy. Keychain on the ground.
We were always skipping town.
We were all, yes. But here's my question. Do you think when she's saying fuck the patriarchy, he's saying that or the keychain says fuck the patriarchy?
Oh, the keychain.
Let me go.
Okay, we're getting literature.
She was tossing. Nope. He was tossing me the car keys. Fuck the patriarchy. Keychain on the ground.
Yeah. I did not think of it from the keychain's point of view. I don't know. What is your thought on that? I don't think it's the keychain, but what is your thought?
You don't think the keychain says fuck the patriarchy?
Oh, like
No, I don't think the keychain's
I thought you
verbalizing.
No, I thought you were like, what's that word? I'm going blank. Whenever you
personify.
Personify. I thought you were personifying the keychain.
No, do you think it's a keychain that just says fuck the patriarchy?
Yes.
Or do you think it's him tossing her the car keys and saying fuck the patriarchy because he's tossing her?
I think it's both.
She chose all of the above.
But I
didn't think of that as an option.
Why can't we have it all?
It's like a reminder. Hey, remember what my keychain says? Like, you think that's what he's doing?
Yes. Okay. Or it's what she thinks he's thinking though at the time. I don't think he
that's a
physically
third option.
said it. I think her keychain says it.
What if he did say it though?
And I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, there are things that I need Taylor to answer for us.
I'm just laughing because I thought you were literally trying to personify it because I said I didn't see it from the keychain's point of view. I'm like, we're really getting deep.
Title of today's episode: Keychain POV.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
Deep thoughts around here. Here's what I was thinking of people who tune in every week, every once in a while, because I know like the podcasts I listen to, I usually like the banter that comes first.
Same.
And then honestly, sometimes the stories, I'm like, listen to it because it's part of it.
Yeah.
Is that how people feel about us, or is it opposite? Then I started like really self-deprecating, where then I was like, do they hate this part of it, but they like the stories?
I think it
or
varies.
What if they hate all of it?
No, it's
but
because
then they wouldn't listen.
True. What I have heard is so mixed because some people love the banter and some people are like, get to the meat. And I think like those people are
get
our
to
husbands.
the nitty gritty.
Yes, let's get nitty and gritty. I think our husbands like, your husband likes the banter and Connor likes the stories, or vice versa. There's one of them likes one of part more than
Matt
the
hasn't listened in a while, so
okay.
he goes, I'm really behind. I said, how behind? And it was like 3 months ago. So
does he hate us?
Yeah,
he doesn't support our
He got tired
anymore.
of listening to my voice on his way to work.
So valid. Both of his wives. He's like, please shut up. Well, if you're watching on YouTube or just looking at a picture or you follow us on Instagram, you might notice that Studio Cheers got a makeover. And
we got a sparkle up.
We got a little glow up in Studio Cheers.
We jazzed it up. We went to TJ Maxx yesterday.
We were Maxx and
we were kid free for a little while, so we went to TJ Maxx and we found these beautiful pictures behind us. We found some little decor to put on the shelves. We moved all your books up, so you won't be able to see all the books that you have because you have quite the library.
I know. Honestly, though, how we moved it, my library looks like even so impressive.
Looks very good now.
Very good. You know what I want? One of those rolling ladders.
Yes, very Beauty and the Beast of you.
Yes, so I can cosplay Belle.
Yes, I love that. And then you can just sing and dance on the ladder.
Life.
But the ladder would get a little in the way of our recording, but we could work those kinks out later. We just have a ladder. Buildings crawling up the ladder behind us.
Actually,
why are you bringing up a ladder? Your kid will be jumping like spider monkeying off of it. Never mind.
X-nay on the ladder. Last night I went to Claire's and she has 2 daughters. Claire is my aunt, for those that don't know.
Dear old Auntie Claire, as we've introduced her Auntie before.
Claire, yes. And Claire is my aunt, but she's 9 years older than me.
So
complicated. So her kids are close to the same age as my kid, which is weird. Anyways, doesn't matter. She has 2 daughters who are just like little gems. Like they're just like little angels playing with their little dollies and hanging out. And Fielding comes over and I was like, Fielding, you have explicit instructions. Don't touch anything in this house. Don't touch anything.
Did he flip you off when you said that?
Mentally.
Yes.
He did. I turn around at one point and he has climbed on the chair and he is standing on her breakfast table.
What'd she think of that?
She was like, oh my God, because he does it.
Gasp.
She got to see it so quickly, like how he does it so fast, and then it's standing and like, ha ha. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, that's having a son.
That's my sister with her brand new house that she waited on for like 2.5 years. And so I totally understand. But Tucker like literally snuck his bike inside of the house because we had him out on the back porch with it. Snuck it inside and goes and like rams into her wall. And she's like, and I saw the physical reaction she had. I was like, oh no, because it's the same thing. She has 2 girls. They play quietly. They play like, it's just so different. And even her youngest, who is like definitely second child vibes, Tucker or having a boy is just so different. He wants to ram into things. He started trying to ramp over a pillow with his bike. Like it's just different, and it's hard to explain to someone who only has girls.
Well, because it seems like just get control of your kid. But then if you have a son or witness someone else near you have a son, you understand that control is an illusion.
Or you do gain control, because like with Tucker, like I took the bike away, but guess what? Then he just screams for 10 minutes.
Or he gets, then he's like, okay, great, I'm going to get a car and I'm going to rub it.
No, yeah, he literally got something else, and he was like going to like bang on her end table thing, and I'm like, please don't hurt anything here.
Don't touch anything ever. You're forbidden from touching. No touchy.
Yeah, that's quite the mom charm when you're going over to someone else's house and trying to take care of their things and your kids. So
you're not lying. Yeah, he did great though. He was good.
Yeah.
It was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking this morning while I was getting ready to come do this, because I have water right now, but I'm feeling like very jittery. And it turns out like I don't need to drink anything to podcast anymore. I just need a cup of coffee on an empty stomach. And I'm literally, and I think yours is about to hit too. Like I just feel like very excited today.
I haven't had coffee yet, but I have had a donut.
Okay. So, straight sugar.
Chaotic. Like, chaotic choice.
What kind of donut did you have?
Oh, I like a cinnamon sugar donut.
So you're a monster. Okay.
I'm an old lady. I like cinnamon sugar and cake donuts.
Oh, cake donuts are the worst.
I know. I like the ones that are just like, I don't want them glazed. I just want sugar on the outside.
Okay. I know which ones you're talking about.
They're delicious.
Okay. You know, I haven't tried one in a while.
I don't like sweets.
Because I have preconceived notions about like the cake donuts. So.
Yeah, you're discriminating against me.
I am.
It's fine. I get it. I support it. Well, reading, watching, listening. Oh, wait. We have so much big stuff to talk about. Reading, watching, listening.
So that was, sorry.
We haven't recorded
that's what I was listening. Yes.
OG recipe.
We're back. OG recipe.
That's what the toast says. Sorry, I was like
back to,
trying not to think about that.
We are back to
basics.
The basics. We're back to where we started. We're original.
Back in our roots.
Yes, back in our roots is what I'm trying to say.
Blaming all our roots. We showed
up in boots. And ruined your
black tie affair. Clearly, I'm feeling very musical today. I'm so sorry for everyone's ears and speakers.
Okay. What was I going to say? Because I have so much going through my head. I can't do it.
We're talking about reading, watching, listening. You're reading.
Oh my God. Hang on.
Big updates.
Hang on. I finished the entire Throne of Glass series.
I'm so proud of you.
This is the first, besides like Hunger Games, this is the first full series that I've ever finished in my life.
And she's a thick girl.
8 books. The last book was almost 1,000 pages, and Matt kept looking at the book going, "You're about to read 1,000 pages. Can you count that as 2 books?" And I was like, "No, it's still just 1 book." But thank you.
But aren't you just so proud of yourself?
I'm very proud of myself. I went through like kind of a lull, like not a lull, but like, oh, I feel sad that these characters I have to say goodbye to. It's a weird, if you're not a nerd like in reading, I don't think you're going to understand what I'm saying.
Correct.
Like, I feel sad that I had to say goodbye to these characters.
It's like triple what you feel for a TV show.
Oh, 1,000%. Because I've been reading this since the fall. So I've been like connected to these people.
But now do you understand why I reread series?
Yes, I do, because I can see myself like, I'm not in a hurry to reread it. Yeah, but I can definitely see myself rereading it. What's crazy is I looked up on Facebook Marketplace, like the books that, I was looking up just Throne of Glass series, and someone had your exact books, except they were soft cover instead of hardcover, but like the same art, $200 for this.
They're not cheap.
That's crazy.
I think my set was $150.
Wow. But people are marking them up on Facebook Marketplace because I think they're just in high demand to get certain copies. Because every time I'd post on Instagram that I read a certain book, I'd post the like kind of cover, and someone would message me saying like, "Oh, like you have the like nice, like the original something blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Well, that's my best friend's book, but apparently you have a very nice series."
Yeah, that's me. I just have nice things. I didn't even realize that's what I got. There is a real like first edition type of print that I would love to own, but I'm not going to. Yeah. When
you find that, I'll buy those off of you for what you paid.
Well, I didn't pay anything because I got them for Christmas. I was like, one Christmas I got like 1,000 books, so I had the heaviest gifts out of everybody. And what's up? Yeah, if we're going by weight, I win. But now, okay, wait, but we didn't even really analyze.
Circle back
without spoilers.
Okay.
So how would you rate the series?
10 out of 10, 12 out of 10. It just like transformed the kind of reader that I am now. It transformed like what I expect from books.
Yes.
The world building, which we've talked about every time we've talked about Throne of Glass, the character building, the character transformations throughout how she connects from the first book to the very end. Everything is interconnected. It circles back. I remember texting you like, I knew this was coming, but yet like related. I'm bawling because this has circled back to the very beginning as someone, like it was something that like had happened in passing in one of the books, but like it stood out enough for me to remember it. It is incredible. Yes. How do you think though, like if I go ahead and read ACOTAR, like comparing those two, because it's the same author. Yeah. Am I going to be equally impressed?
So hard for me to say because I read ACOTAR first, and the experience you've had with Throne of Glass where it changed the type of reader you are, that's how I felt about ACOTAR. So it's different, but it is that world building still there. I would argue like the world building is more beautiful in ACOTAR. Just the locations, like she builds more beautifully, or like the way she does it. The location. So in Throne of Glass, it's things are kind of grimy, like the main city
Yes.
they are in. It's like
I see
grimy,
what you're
dirty,
saying.
gross. And ACOTAR is a lot more about like the fae side of things, which like I know sounds so stupid if you don't read, but it's if you're in it, you're in it. But it's like there's like the fairy world area, and then they go into that, and there's like different courts. That's why all the books are a court of blah 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 blah.
Okay.
But it's like spring court, summer court, day court, night court, those things. And the way she describes them, they're just like you fall in love.
Well, and I think if you want to get into that, I feel like Throne of Glass is a great entryway into ACOTAR, because every time I've heard you talk about ACOTAR and like the fairies, it seems like a lot, but whenever it's Throne of Glass, it's like they're introduced in such a subtle way that by the time you get to what they're called as fae, you're like, oh, this is a normal part.
It's not a
of
big
the
deal.
book.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as weird as it seems. And ACOTAR, they talk about it a little bit, but it is it's just subtle. Into it. I mean, that's like I said, that's what I read first out of all Sarah J. Maas, and I loved it. It's ACOTAR is way more of a love story. Way more romance. Whereas Throne of Glass is more like plot driven, going to be more about this epic battle that's going to take place in 8 books. And ACOTAR, you get a little more relief quickly because like the big war's 3rd book. But it's not a complete series either. She's still releasing more books. So that's one thing. I have a hard time with it, but I have really been wanting to reread ACOTAR. I think I might. I want to reread it with you when you're ready.
Would you reread it?
I'll read it on my phone.
Bridget told me that there's like a oh my goodness, like on Spotify, it accompanies the book. But I don't really understand how it works. Have you heard of that? Where it's like you read the book, but it accompanies it with like sounds and audio. I don't know. I was just curious. I need to ask her more about it. But
it feels distracting to me, but
I don't know how I would do that though. I couldn't even read the 2 books at once. I didn't want to tandem read.
I know. I will never tandem read. I don't support tandem read on.
I honestly wanted to like soak in that one book and those I want to do it
how Sarah J. Maas intended.
Yes. Why are we coming up with crazy ways to
I don't
do
need
this?
to tandem read. I want my own story of the side character that Tower of Dawn is about. I want that to be by itself.
Because it ended up being fab.
Beautiful. I told you. You thought you were going to
I'm a believer now. We are reading our book club book. Well, you've already finished it. I'm still reading it. I will be done by Friday. I like to, apparently wait very last minute.
Under the wire. No,
we're fine. Reading The Wedding People. I like it so far. It's hard. It's hard going from a serious series like Throne of Glass to like a very cutesy book.
Yes.
But it's good. Like
it is
it's
good.
a fast
it's a palate
read.
Cleanser. I love like if you're into like the coastal grandma Nantucket vibes.
Which
like
I love.
No, like something about it makes me want to give it all away and move to Maine. Like let's go.
Yeah. Let's go go crab hunting.
No, we would have to like shuck oysters because up there our net worth would be $1, but
we'd end up being more like the Crawdad Sing vibe versus
we just make it only to South Carolina.
We have to go wake up at 4 a.m. to get our oysters, and we have to shuck them for the rest of the day. And we think we are going to have this fabulous coastal grandma life. And
isn't this better than Houston? We're wearing pearl necklaces.
Hamstrung pearl necklaces. We couldn't afford to buy the real ones.
They're not pearls. They're just like sand dollars. No, but that's the vibe. Is like very wealthy. I mean, I just enjoy a book where money is like no object. That makes me happy. I think that's why authors do it. It relieves some anxiety. I think that's why like wealthy billionaire or male main characters are usually a thing because like it's like hot that you don't have to think about
you're not worrying about like being able to make it paycheck to paycheck. Like you get to enter this realm where
like just nothing. I mean, like I think that's why like the powerful men in books that women write for other women is like these super wealthy, super powerful men. It's like nice.
Nice.
I'm covered. I don't have to work or do anything. I just can be. But
no, that's good. That's coming up on Friday, which leads me into, and I know you just experienced this with hosting. Well, because you did this, was it during the summer you were getting ready to host? Anyways, what I'm getting at is there is nothing like knowing you're hosting to kick you into high freaking gear to get some shit done in your house.
Retweet.
And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to paint the playroom. I went and got paint this morning.
You're crazy.
Well, the thing about painting
do you have a ladder tall enough?
Yeah, so I do. But I'm also very scared of heights. But I didn't want to spend $35 for an extender for the paint. I might be going back to Lowe's because I was looking up at our ceilings. Like, they are different.
Playroom's so tall.
It's tall, and I'm very scared of heights. And Matt would be willing. So what's funny is I like eased him into this last night where I was like, so I think I'm going to paint the playroom. And I showed him the color, and he's like, he's colorblind. So it looked the exact same color to him. And he's like,
what color are you painting it?
It's like it's not sage green. It's like a blue green, but when I say that, it sounds weird. It's very light, like
I'm excited.
Coastal grandma-ish kind
Love coastal
of.
grandma.
But I wanted something more fun because I don't do fun colors. I'm not a fun person apparently, and so I want to just add.
I think you're fun.
Thank you. I wanted to add that into the playroom, and so then he and Tucker slept until 9:30, and my mother-in-law Addie and I went and did all of our errands before they even woke up. And so I was like, yeah, I went and returned our Amazon stuff, and I went ahead and got paint. And he was just like, oh, okay. I thought he was going to be like, what? But he did say, that leads me to say, he did say, Courtney, I'm not going to be able to help you paint because he can't see the tones. It looks the exact same color as our walls now.
So what I'm hearing is
so it's just going to be
Connor and I are going to have to come trim your ceiling.
No. I'm actually, my father-in-law's coming in, and Gail already volunteered him for it. She said he's great at trimming walls. So
Jimmy, we'll see.
I'm not going to wrap y'all into this. This is my project.
Have you met Connor?
Yes.
He's going to be at your house trimming the ceiling.
But I don't want I don't want free labor. So, I mean, I do, but labor. I don't. So, I'll take it if you insist enough.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, you don't want free labor? You're just calling me out on the podcast.
Oh, no, you volunteered.
I did. I'm just sure.
But anyways, I get a little antsy, but not. I guess I get antsy, but also it gives me motivation to get a few things done in the house where paint to me feels like nothing. Like it was $50 to get all the supplies, which yes, I'm on a budget, whatever. Shut the fuck up about it to myself. I'm on a low spin, but I'm like,
that was crazy.
I don't know.
That was schizophrenia.
Anybody
took over. Yeah. Hey, you listener, shut the fuck up. Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, so yeah, I have a couple projects that I want to do in the house. No.
Well,
and painting's not a big deal to me. I like painting.
I don't mind painting. Yeah, I agree. And I did the same thing right before Tristan's birthday party that I hosted in September.
Yes.
Painted my dining room. Got a thing for revamped my life because hosting does motivate you to just get things together. And I think women, my mother-in-law told me this one time, women view the house as a reflection of themselves.
Ooh, yes. Oh my God, that's so true.
Men don't.
Because if my house is dirty, I'm like, oh well, that means that I can't keep it together.
Weird, right? Yeah, and men don't see it that way at all.
Oh no,
men see it as the prehistoric den they arrive home to with their kill. You know what I mean? They're very blah blah blah. And women, it's
is the hot water heater working? Is the electricity on?
We're good.
The basics.
They don't care what it looks like. And women, it's we want people to come to our house and be wowed.
Yeah. I think we all want that.
Yeah, of
course.
If
you don't, I respect it because it probably makes you and your husband's life a lot easier. But for me, I definitely I put that weight on myself where someone else might not notice, but I want to be proud of what I have, I guess.
And that's a way, homes, I think, are a big way women feel proud of themselves. And I think that goes back to just anything, but even I think housewives in the 60s and 50s and 70s, that was what they did was make the home. And I think that we're still, that's ingrained into us in a certain level. Because I feel the same way. I mean, look at my house, what a disaster. But here we are.
No, but you have such cute little nooks now. And I'm because what I want to do is the laundry room. I'm not going to get into all that, but I know that's going to be a big project and it's going to take time. And I want to do some easier things around the house that I can just do in one day. I can get this painted. So.
I think the laundry room is stressing you out, but it's not going to be a big deal once you do it.
Yeah,
I think once it's done, you're going to be like, oh, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's just gathering the materials. It's going to be fine.
Yes.
Well, have you been watching anything else? Severance season 2.
Severance season 2. Haven't made it very far. On my watch list, I want to watch The Gorge. It has Miles Teller in it and Anna Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, yep. Anna Joy Taylor. Anya. What is it? Anya Taylor-Joy.
You're dyslexic with names.
No, literally. What have you been reading and watching? Enough about me. My God.
No.
Jesus,
you just
sorry.
Went on such a journey.
I've just been so excited this morning to tell you all of this. So I'm I've got to save it for the pod.
I'm so excited. I wish that we could have a spoilers episode of Throne of Glass. Honestly, let's put that on the books. For anyone that's read it.
Or just make some little some little reels about it or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I just hate to spoil some of the big things that happen in the book.
Oh, I love it though.
You love spoiling. You wouldn't love it being spoiled for you. That's a different thing. No, I'm gonna add you to my Throne of Glass. I'm such a nerd. Facebook pages, because those are your people.
No, I love that.
And they'll make you, then it's like they're groups where you have to have already read the series. Like, and spoilers are abound.
I spent like an hour one day going, or not an hour, 30 minutes through the fan art page of the one
so
Mad
satisfying.
Schofield or something
Mad
like that.
Schofield's so good.
On Instagram. I was just like scrolling through all of her stuff. Amazing. But
it's so wonderful.
What have you been doing?
Okay, so I started Yellow Jackets.
What season are you on now?
I'm on season 3, but here's my problem. I didn't realize that I was caught up with the rest of the world. Season 3 is not all the way out yet.
Oh, you have to wait it weekly, which is your least favorite thing in the world.
I'm devastated.
Also, Matt goes, Connor asked him at work if I added HBO Max onto your account from like Paramount. Like he was trying to blame me.
Literally.
And I was like, Matt, like, why would I ever do that? Like to someone else's account? And Connor goes, yeah, it turns out it was Emily. But
why wouldn't he ask his wife first?
I don't know. He was trying to blame me. But I have HBO Max. Like you should have just used
It's not HBO Max. It's Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay.
Showtime. It's Showtime.
It's Showtime. Okay.
Showtime.
Well, I don't have Showtime,
Yeah,
but
no
your
one
husband
does.
was trying to throw me under the bus.
It's $5 more a month. So I think we're going to be okay.
Connor.
Like, I think we're gonna make
What
it.
do you think of Yellow Jackets, though? It's so good.
Love. It's one of those shows that I worry, like, if I were to get out of it, I don't know that I could keep myself back into it. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to wait years between seasons.
Yeah.
But I really like it. Creepy show. Terrible decision. I started watching it on the airplane to go to Vegas.
Oh, no, because you had no idea. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but, like, it just
No. I think you can. They say it on the commercials. It's about a plane crash.
Yeah.
A soccer team, a high school soccer team.
Everything going on in the world.
And I was having, like, so much flight anxiety. And, like, I knew there was a plane crash, but I just, like, I don't know.
You're basically
stupid.
asking to have a panic attack.
I think I was doing exposure therapy.
Meanwhile, on the plane, you're just freaking out, shaking the whole time. And you guys had a bad landing, too. Mm-hmm. So, recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
here.
it wasn't good. It wasn't good, but it was good. And
the show though,
it's so
and it's funky. It's weird, but if you're into weird shows,
yeah, it's weird and dark. I was trying to explain it to someone at Bunko who's like a Bravo person through and through, doesn't watch anything else. And she was like, no, I don't want to watch shows like that. I was like, yeah, tight. Me neither. Like, totally.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I only watch shows like that. If you've ever watched on Netflix, it was a series called Dark, and it was about time travel. It was in a different language, so you had to have subtitles.
I don't like that.
I know, I do. But it's that mind twist, weird, like maybe cult-like. I don't know. I love that kind of stuff.
No, I love it. It's so good. I love the actresses in it, the young actresses. The redhead girl, Van, she's from another show that Connor and I watched, Santa Clarita Diet, a long time ago.
Oh, Matt watched that.
She's the daughter in that show, and I loved her in that show. And so whenever I saw her, I was like, oh, I like her a lot.
Yeah.
And then, it's got Juliette Lewis. It's got Christina Ricci, that was Wednesday Addams in the OG Addams family. That's the one that plays curly-haired Misty girl. Okay.
Yes. With the glasses.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. The funky one.
Yes. I don't know her name, but the one that plays grown-up Shauna, she's one of my, I love her. Of course, I don't know her name right now. It's terrible. But yeah, great cast.
It's so good.
It's amazing.
So good.
Highly recommend watching. And season 1's on Netflix. So that's how I got into it. And then
there's a couple of documentaries out that I don't know if I'm going to watch them. So have you heard of Apple Cider Vinegar?
Yeah,
it's only like 3 episodes. I haven't. It's on Hulu.
Is that one like it's a show though, right?
But it's based on the girl who like claimed that she solved all of her health issues by being holistic. So I was like, oh, targeted. Targeted. So we'll see. And then, sadly, downer. There's the Gabby Petito documentary.
I've been seeing a lot of people post about
it. I just don't know. I don't know if I can watch it.
I kind of feel like we know what we need to know.
And I know, and I've watched a lot of TikToks about it, and I just think like I don't want to see his family on there. I don't want to see her family devastated.
No.
I mean, I usually like sad things, but that one's. I think it's really fresh. It feels very fresh still, even though it happened a couple of years ago.
And like such a clear mishandling of the situation. I think it's really hard to like. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just sad. I don't know if I'm prepared for that one, but we have been watching Love is Blind.
I've heard terrible things.
I've heard that once you get, I listened to The Toast, and this is what Claudia said. Once you get past the pods, it gets a lot better. Okay. So we're going to see. We're not working through it very fast. Well, we're ride or die. Love is blind. Like we're gonna watch every season.
I want to support you. I'm not gonna watch.
No, it's okay. Yeah, that's about all that.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched any movies recently or anything cool other than that.
I've been just reading so much. It's been hard to like turn on the TV too. And like find that. Doing. That's okay. Sometimes we don't know.
I think I've just been playing Zelda. I feel like I haven't had a lot of free moments this week in the evenings, and then it's like. The week's over. And
we're such like social girlies now.
Yeah, we're part of clubs.
Like
We're in book club.
We started our own club. We're in another club, Bunko, not a club, but
I know what's a club, Bunko group, I think is what you call it.
Yeah. I just feel like we're letting our like, we're coming out of our cocoon. We're out of our ugly cocoon. We're letting our beautiful colors. Throw it back to Hillary Duff, Metamorphosis.
That was my favorite album.
Me too. I remember karaokeing too every single song on the album. When my dad picked me
up from school, I would make him play Metamorphosis over and over.
I had my karaoke machine. Do you remember I don't know what they were called, maybe Clip-Its. So it was this tiny little thing and it was on a clip and it played, it played one song. Like you would buy the clips and I remember having Metamorphosis on it. So
I feel like yes,
it was before MP3 players were a thing. It was like when I was like 10, so.
Barely. There's a little bit in there of my brain, but I did not own one of those. What was your first or favorite song on your MP3 player?
What was it? Probably Flo Rida, one of his songs.
We were kind of big when Flo Rida in high school.
No. So my first MP3 player, I was probably like 12, honestly.
I think I was the same age. Like and mine was like a little red one. It was so cute. It was just like a little cute, like rectangle, cubic rectangle.
Yes, I never got the iPod, and so I just felt like I was like not in.
I had a green iPod Nano.
I wanted one so bad. I did get a Nano once I was in high school, but they were already
played the brick game on it.
Oh, yeah, you're fancy.
So fun.
What was your favorite
Where's
song?
the Love by Black Eyed Peas. Oh shit. Oh my god. Adia by Sarah McLachlan, one of the saddest songs you ever heard in your life.
I don't know that one.
We are born. It's literally like so slow, it's so sad. And I would just be like listening to it. None of the music was mine. Like where my dad gave me this MP3 player and like where the music came from, I'm not sure. And Lady Marmalade was also on there. Like I don't.
Honestly, it's bringing back, like, I have a key and I'm unlocking all of it. I'm like, wait a minute, this is taking me a minute. Like, this door is slowly opening into all of these songs that I might have had.
Hard-hitting questions. It's not a big deal.
Like, I think this just needs to be in a therapy session so I can actually remember.
I love it. Well, anything else? Or are we going to get into our stories?
Let's get into our stories and let's go ahead and do a little segment where we do some ads.
I'll take it away.
Yes, please.
Because you're going to have to read the stories. Today's episode is brought to you by Shop Motet, which launches March 14th, and we are so excited to see her collection of luxe baby and toddler clothing.
Well, and we've already, like, if you check out her Instagram, she has her stuff on there already of what it's going to look like, the cutest prints. I'm like, I can't wait to dress the kids.
So cute.
She said they're going to have matching, like, boy and girl sets, too, so it's, like, perfect for my
mom
kids.
Mom and baby sets, mom and toddler sets for moms of boys, moms of girls. So yeah, Shop Motet, and then what else?
And we'll have a code for that coming soon. I think she's waiting for it to launch.
We have a code coming soon.
We're gonna have a code, and then we have Deeply Rooted handmade soaps. That code is still working. So cheers to that 10 for all of your like clean needs. Your goat soap, your bath salts, like all of those things to moisturize your skin in a very good way instead of all the like petroleum they put in things. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, totally.
And
then do we have the code for the other thing?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I wanted to like wait a little bit. We do have a code, but I kind of wanted to wait.
Don't even say what it is.
No, I'm not going to.
We've got big things in the works.
It's kind of exciting, y'all.
We've got big things in the works. Yeah, not to brag, but we're CEOs. We're girl bosses.
CEO.
Did I tell you that I responded to someone's Instagram story the other day with CEO because I thought it was someone else? I'll tell you who it is offline. But I accidentally responded to a different person's story who I'm not friends with and don't even really like have that kind of relationship. And she probably thought I was serious because I was like, CEO, girl boss.
Were you wine drunk when you did this?
No.
Totally sober?
Totally sober.
Honestly, I respect that.
No, because it was like the first person I thought I was responding to was this girl that's like really funny, and we like banter like back and forth. Yeah. So I was like, "Yeah, girl, get it, CEO." And then it was someone else.
Oh shit!
And then she was like, "LOL," and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself."
Did you tell her? Did you self-correct?
No,
or you just
left it?
Just left the chat.
You believe I'm this person if you want to. That is fine. But I did want to pass away.
Yeah, Okay, well, that leads us into, let's go ahead and get started with stories. Like we said, this is more of an OG recipe today, and so I'm going to do a personal story. We have a write-in.
Personal testament.
Have a mom traum.
Yeah.
And then whatever you have, if you have anything, and if you don't, we don't.
I'm just live, laugh, loving.
Let's start with the marriage story, because I was thinking about this, and you've heard the story a million times. We've told this story to certain people, but hopefully it doesn't bore everyone. So this was the story about Matt and I last year with his birthday with the mix-up. Okay, you'll get it. I was thinking, I was like, I want to share this story because it's hilarious.
Story, and we all give you shit about it endlessly. So go ahead.
And if I miss a part, please self-correct me. So Matt, like, his birthday is always a really big thing, and I think it was like for a date night too. I was trying to combine everything together. And the thing about marriage is you really have to like not just communicate, but concisely communicate, clearly communicate. That's what marriage is all based upon.
And also listen.
And also listening. Oh, are you saying like maybe I wasn't the one at fault? Was it him? Was he the problem?
No, you have to listen because you're gaslighting him like it was his fault and it's your fault.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say like, yeah, that was his fault. I'm like, oh, thank God, finally.
No, 100%
so it was all my fault. Okay. So he kept saying like, okay, what I really want for my birthday is I want to go to the Puttery. Now,
Puttery, P-U-T-T-E-R-Y.
The Puttery is a little like upscale putt-putt. Upscale putt-putt
they, like,
for
bring
adults.
You drinks. It's in Houston. Yeah. It's cute. Yeah.
And he really was like begging to go to the Puttery. And I thought he said the Pottery. So
P-O-T-T-E-R-Y.
What I did was I found this place called the Pottery. And I even said, hey, babe, I booked our reservation at the Pottery. And he said, oh, perfect. Thinking I said Pottery. So we have a babysitter. Oh, it was Matt's parents that were in town for this. And so they are watching our kids. This is our first time out since Tucker was born, actually. So maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I think.
And we show up to this place and he goes, this isn't the Puttery. I said, yeah, we're at the Pottery. And we walk.
It could be a sitcom episode. Like y'all just missed each other by one letter, you know?
It's crazy. And he's like, oh, this is what we're doing. And what you had to do was you had to go sit knee to knee with other people because it's such a small space and they cram you in. And first of all, I paid like $80 for us to go to this excursion. And you're knee to knee with people and you're just wetting your hands and forming pottery. And
just to be clear, you and Matt are not knee to knee? You're knee to knee with other people?
Well, you're knee to knee beside each other, but then you also have other people beside. And it's just like really close quarters, uncomfortably close quarters. And you wonder how many people they fit in this to make probably $1,000 off of one little
sounds like we're in the wrong business.
reservation. And turns out we just got to make like a little bowl each.
The best part is that you didn't even go pick him up.
We were so done with it by then because it was like 40 minutes away and they have to put it in a kiln and then you have to come back 4 weeks later and remember. Nope. Bye. They throw those.
So did you ever take Matt to the Puttery?
No.
He's still 2 years later.
Was it yours or Connor's thing? We went.
Oh, yeah. That was Connor's 30th.
So he got to go.
He's literally fine.
Yeah, he got to go. But it was just the perfect example of like that miscommunication piece and your husband being like slightly disappointed in you.
That is one of
and we still bring it up.
We still bring up the pottery because it is just like a hilarious mistake. Like it's beautiful. Well, I don't think I've told you this yet. In Vegas, I went to Vegas last weekend. Connor and I had a miscommunication as well, and he almost got his face ripped off by me because so sound off in the comments who you agree with, Team Connor, Team Emily. So I was getting ready with my sister-in-laws. Mm-hmm. It's my middle sister. Well, she's older than me. My oldest sister-in-law's birthday. Mm-hmm. So we're like all getting ready together, hanging out, blah, blah, blah. Connor's still downstairs gambling with the family. And we knew we were going to Uber to our lunch and they were going to walk. Mm-hmm. So we told my brother-in-law, tell them to go ahead if they're walking and we'll meet them there because we're Ubering. So we're going to be a few minutes late. I get downstairs and both of my sister-in-law's husbands are there. Mm-hmm. Who's not there?
Where was he?
Connor Lamphere. He left.
He left you?
Correct. That's right.
Where did he?
He walked to the restaurant. He said, I thought you told me to go. I said, no, I told Trav. The other people that I'm not married to can go. There's a group of 12 of us. So he left. And then I was like, and didn't tell me. I just walked upstairs. I was like, where's Connor? And they're like, he walked to the restaurant. I'm like, are you for real? So he did feel bad, and later he's like, are we friends again? I'm sorry I left you. I'm like, I'm going to end your life.
Oh
but
God.
I was not nice. So go ahead, cast your vote. Team Connor, Team Emily.
Yeah, I mean, that just left you.
Which is the most Connor thing to do.
Yeah.
He's gotten better, but like when we first got married, I would be talking to him, like sitting at a bar, like eating dinner, talking to him, and I'd look over to where he was sitting and he'd be gone.
He just Irish goodbye you?
All the time. He would just be like in the bathroom, and then on the way back, he'd stop it for darts or whatever. And I'd be like, where are you? He would always walk away from me, and I could never find him. He's gotten better at communicating, but here was a lapse in judgment.
Well, he's back in Vegas, and that's like kind of Connor's prime. So I feel like he just kind of went back to old ways. Like he couldn't help it, you know?
Yes, I guess.
Vegas like gets the best of him every time.
Guess so. But we were down $600. I don't know how much I said of this on the podcast last week, so if this is a repeat,
I don't think you did because we were talking to Sam.
A little bit.
Yeah, you mentioned that you went to Vegas, but
so we were down like $600 when we were leaving Vegas, and we're like, that sucks, but it is what it is. Like that's the cost of doing business. We never take more than we're willing to lose. So, and Connor had lost a lot on craps. I had lost a lot on blackjack. We were pretty even. We're in the airport, and I'm like, my mom is obsessed with Top Dollar. Big fat losers on all of those.
Wait, is this why you played it? Was because your mom recommended it?
No.
Oh, okay, because she's like the luckiest person alive.
My mom's the luckiest person alive. I played Top Dollar, lost. Like wasn't even fun losing. Wasn't going up. It was just like, yeah. And then I saw this machine with buffaloes on it, and I said, Connor, this is calling to me.
Aw, where did you think of me? From the Buffalo? Oklahoma Buffalo? Oh, no?
Yeah, I was like, I feel Courtney in this machine.
I'm like, wait, do I get half of your winnings?
My whole life is about you. You're right. If I texted you and said, Courtney, I saw this machine with a lot of buffaloes in it, and I thought of you, you'd be like, bitch.
No, I would be like, because buffalo is like the animal of Oklahoma, and that's what we're known for. And so I just thought that maybe it reminded you of my roots. Not your roots, my roots.
Maybe subconsciously that's why I
just had to make it about me. Okay.
Obviously. That is why I played it. I thought buffalo, Courtney, Oklahoma, national animal, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I sat down on this machine and I like put $6 in because that's all the cash we had left to like gamble with, whatever. And I start hitting it. Like I get down to like $2 and I hit like free games, which if you've never played slots, free games is what you want. Yeah. So I hit free games and I automatically get like 25 free games. And Connor and I are like, oh shit, this is about to go off. And then the screen's like, buffalo.
Yeah, let the buffalo roam.
Over and over again. The buffalo are stampeding and I just keep getting more free games, more free games, more free games. And then Connor and I are like slapping each other like, what is happening? Because we're like, oh, hell yeah. We're going to make back our lunch money. Yeah, we spent like $50 on shitty airport food.
Yeah, of course.
And then it just like kept hitting and I ended up getting to 96 free games, which is just the machine spinning on the machine's money. Yeah. So it keeps going up and I'm like clicking through it at one point because it's like, now we need to board our flight.
You're like, now I'm kind of bored of
Well, no, Connor's like, Emily, we have to go. Because I was like, we're staying until this machine stops. Yeah. And he's like, we need to, like, they're calling our boarding. And I'm like, I don't care.
I'll be the last one to board the plane.
I will get on a plane later. Yeah. So I'm like hitting through it at one point and it's going like 200, 350, 400, 575. And we're like, holy shit. So I ended up, I think what I cashed out with was $898.
That's insane.
From $6.
That's
and
insane.
so therefore,
Have you ever won like that?
No, I've
Do
never.
you feel rich now?
I understand why people are addicted to slot machines. Because my sister-in-law, whose birthday it was, Maddie, she had been like winning like crazy on slots. And I was like, Sunday, she had told me how much she had won over the weekend. I was like, what the like, I'm going to go play slot machines.
Yeah.
Blackjack is fun to play, but you don't win.
Unless you are a avid blackjack player, like you're not going to win good money. You can win just enough.
You have to be willing to bet huge hands in blackjack, and that's never panned out for me.
And if I'm doing a $5 bet every time, like that's not going to get me anywhere.
There are certain times where like it's fun to just play, but
it's fun to waste time with if you don't want to spend money on slots. I've always thought like I love the blackjack table. I like watching it. I like playing it, but like the most I'm going to spend there is $50. Like that's the only thing I'm willing to do.
Yeah, I was letting it rip on blackjack. Let me just tell you.
Yeah.
But
and still losing though. So it's like
I won the first night. Not much, but I was up the first night a little bit, and then it was like, but we played for so long. And whenever you sit at a blackjack table and can play for like 2 hours, I'm happy. I don't care if I lose $100, but
it's entertainment. Like that's good entertainment for that.
But no, I've never won on a slot machine like that. And
the fact that it was in the airport right before your boarding, you texted me and said you were shaking.
Connor, I was riding that high, like I couldn't believe it. I kept telling Connor, like, remember when I won $900 at the airport?
It's insane.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Sugar mama. So anyways, Connor.
He told you could quit your job, right?
Yeah. He was like, this is enough to cover your salary. Let's go. That's what I heard. So yeah, that was my Vegas story.
That's Vegas, baby.
That's Vegas. And that's how they get you going back.
Yeah, exactly.
Hook, line, and sinker. You got me.
Now you know.
You got me. But yeah, any mom traums?
We have a mom traum write-in. We like to keep these anonymous because it's like, it's hard to write in your most vulnerable moments to a podcast and blast them everywhere. So we appreciate it. No, it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious, but it's like we've all freaking been there, and it's about getting your kid to go TF to sleep. Like go to sleep because I'm tired. I know you're tired.
And when they get in
that
overtired hysterical phase, I'm like,
yes,
I can't.
It's hard.
Exist
it's
with
hard
you right now. Yeah, agreed.
And so, this person that wrote in said she told her son because she had just had it. Like he's was on day 3 of no nap because he's phasing out of naps. Like he's at that age, and he was refusing to also go to bed at night. And they just get so grumpy. And she goes, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." She goes, to be fair, it's consumed me since then, and I cried because I felt so bad. But he was throwing a fit, and I was just exhausted. And I'm like, girl, we've all been there. I mean, I've spanked my kids. Like, come at me. But like, I've spanked my kids because I'm like, just go to sleep. Like, calm down. You're freaking out. Now I'm going to be freaking out. And they need like a little, like
they're hysterical.
Pat to get them to shock them out of it.
Anytime that I have done that, like a Fielding, it's been a while since he's gotten like that crazy. But I remember when he was a little younger and really refusing naps, he would just get like manic. And if I spanked him, he would instantly go to sleep. It was weird. It was like it shocked him for a second. He's like, oh, okay.
Exactly. So, and I get whenever you're just tired, and I get to the point I'm tired of laying with my kids, for waiting for them to go to sleep.
Well, you're just getting so angry. You know they can feel how angry you're getting. It's just, I
feel my heart racing. I feel like,
and I mean that is the experience. Everyone has been there as a mom. You can't tell me that every day of parenting has been such a joy all day. Set up to something. No, there is a point where you are just a person and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to freak out. And it's learning how to control yourself and walk away. But it's hard.
Also at the same time, and here's something that like our therapist told me in one of my sessions that made me feel a lot better. She said, you're going to do things as a parent, like that situation right there, that's going to happen. Yes. Can you like reflect back and think like, shit, I should have handled that better.
Sure.
Yes. But she said I don't know if she said this word for word.
Single most just making up.
No, I'm not making it up. This came from her. But like one of the more important things, maybe I shouldn't say the single most important thing.
I was like, you're really giving
one
an
of
absolute.
The more important things as a parent is the and like now I forgot together. The word. The reunification, the reparation is what she calls it. Can you repair? Are you willing to say you're sorry? Are you willing to like go and hold them and just be like, hey, I shouldn't have done that?
Yeah.
That repairment is like, that's the key to like, because we're all going to mess up and we're all going to do this crap as parents, but like, can we put down our ego and say like, hey, I'm sorry for doing that.
And not be like, well, I'm your parent, so
this is how it is.
This is how it is. And you worked, it is that taking ownership is, because it's modeling it for them. She told me something along the same lines because I was telling her about feeling anxious about leaving Fielding. Like, I don't want him to be sad. I get really worried about that. And she's like, that's going to happen. It's normal. It's healthy. It has to happen.
And it's kind of
You have to have those fractures because she said it's more important to have the soft fractures. And like you're saying, the fusion back is more important because it's helping his brain understand that when he doesn't see me, like if I drop him off at school or with the parent or whatever, we're going to come back together. And that's important because he knows when we're apart, we're going to come back together. So
he builds that safety net.
Exactly.
And it's good for the kids to have that little stretch of rope a little bit. I know going to Bunko, I thought it was hilarious, but not this part. Both my kids are like screaming, crying, like that I'm leaving.
It was hilarious.
The hilarious part was Addie is literally, I'm take the picture of it because she's standing in the windowsill inside of her playroom, inside of the blinds, and her hands are just up on the window or like something like that. And you could just see on her face like, Mom! And I'm like, and I told her, it's good for mom to go do things. It's good because guess what? Then she's going to grow up and know like even when she has her own life, like it's good for her to go do things too for herself. And like I tell Matt, it's good for you to go do things for yourself. Like it's back and forth.
It's good for our
they're
kids
going
to
learn that.
see us take care of ourselves. And back to the story.
Oh yeah.
The submission, like I think it's very healthy to let kids know there are limits.
Yes.
Because it's like we've talked about somewhere. Right. We've talked about it before. Like you have to prepare your kids for the fact that not everyone is going to love them as much as you do.
Yeah.
And like people do have limits. So you're teaching them like in that time, there is like a level of social awareness I think they gain from pushing those limits and getting those reactions.
For you kind of losing your shit. Like,
I think it's kind of necessary.
It has to happen a little bit.
Because they have to know that like there are limits for everybody.
Yes.
And like, yes, they can push yours the furthest, but at least maybe they start knowing like warning signs. I think it makes a more socially conscious kid eventually.
Well, they're going to learn in return that's okay that they have a limit with things too. And then that way they're not like a superior people pleaser that goes around their whole life, like not advocating for what they need.
Yeah.
I always think like, I feel like this generation of parenting, we're learning so much. And I always think, our kids are going to grow up and they're going to go to therapy and do something additional on top of what we're doing.
It's all
and they're going to do it even better. And I hope so. I hope they do it better.
Yeah.
But I think we have learned a lot of like just being able to say like, you're sorry. I think that generation before us, they weren't taught that.
No.
And I think like it just got passed down.
Well, and that wasn't modeled
and
for
the
them.
only reason I am learning that is through therapy.
Exactly.
I don't know that on my own.
Yeah.
So
you're welcome for the free therapy, everybody.
Yeah, but we love trickle-down therapy.
But it is, I think, when you view parenting as teaching, I think it changes something for you.
Yeah.
And to like also just view your child as like a future real person. Not just like, I'm in charge and you're my subservient person. It's like this more of this like experiment. Like this little kid is like a petri dish and I have to like nourish this bacteria so it grows into a full fungus.
Yes.
And can vote.
They are a fungus sometimes.
Fielding, I broke one of my cardinal rules last night.
What's that?
Fielding did not get a bath before bed. And he had gone to daycare that day.
Yeah. Did you give him one this morning or is he like raw dogging it? Okay.
Nope.
I mean, we've all been
first thing there, shower. Well, he fell asleep in the car on our way back from Brandon and Claire's. And he didn't wake up. And I was like, I'm not waking you up.
We've been in those situations. And it was me that was like, I'll just give him a bath real quick. And Matt is like, if you wake these kids up, we're going to go at it. Do not wake these kids up.
Connor and I, before we even got him in the bed, though, I was like, we're changing the sheets in the morning. Like, we're going to change the bedding.
You just think about everywhere they've been. These kids crawl on the floor. They lean themselves up against everything. Yes.
Disgusting.
Well, in I'm not even going to jinx it.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to jinx anything.
We're going to talk about them being SICK?
How we've been so lucky.
Yeah.
Oh.
Knock on that bookshelf.
Knock on wood.
Swear to God. Yeah.
I do have a little mom win before we like wrap up.
You're fine.
Addie, she slept up with my mother-in-law last night in her room. First time she slept in her room in months. That wasn't my mom win though. She came and woke me up and she said, Mom, can I make myself waffles? And I said, yes. And then my intrusive thoughts got the best of me. I said, but don't put your finger in the toaster and don't go put a fork in there either. But with Addie, that scares the crap out of her, though. She's like,
I can never touch it.
Well, so then she goes in there and she comes back in. She's like, Mom, wait, do I push the thing down? Anyways, essentially I ended up showing her exactly how to work a toaster.
So big.
And she goes, do I put it, I told her, like, put it on the number 3. And she found the number 3 on the toaster. Seeing her try to get the waffles out, though, because I had scared her about putting her fingers in. And so she's, like, grabbing the waffles and, like, yanking. She throws one of the waffles on the counter because she's so scared of it, like, that it's going to shock her.
Did you show her to, like, push up the thing on the...
I did. Okay. Like, to finish pushing up. I just need to go over it again.
I have to do that to get waffles out. Like, push up the actual push down thing because it'll lift them up just a little bit more.
I need to show her that. But I feel like it's like a little mom win. But at the same time, it's kind of hard because it's like, but I don't, like, I want you to be independent, but I don't. Like, certain things, like, I want to do for you. Like, I want to be able to, like, make breakfast even when you wake me up at 7:30 and you demand breakfast as soon as you wake up and I tell you, no, I need you to wait. And they refuse. So, like, and she wanted to make Tucker breakfast too, which was really sweet.
She's been really into serving
She made him a plate and set it on the table for when he woke up. So I feel like I might have entered a little new era for myself. I know.
She's getting so old. I
know.
I was saying the same thing about Fielding last night about just, he is like turning into a kid. Like he's going out of a toddler and turning into a kid. And I'm like, oh, my baby.
I know.
Well, I had a mom win and now I've lost it.
That's okay.
Fielding's been talking a lot more.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes, he has.
And last night, I meant to tell you this, we were in the car and I was getting him to point to all his like facial parts and he was doing it.
Good. He's known it for a while.
Yes,
it's just
he just doesn't do it.
But the fact that he was complying with you
and copying me, which was like, wow. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. At daycare yesterday, I tagged you in this video they posted. So they did a little animal parade in his class,
and he was so happy.
So they all had masks on, which like Fielding loves a mask. Like he loves a costume, he loves a mask, and he had a little zebra mask on. All the other kids are taking their masks off, and Fielding's just like parading around with his little zebra mask,
proud,
delighted, and it just makes you feel good whenever you see your kid having a good time at school because.
His pictures don't always reflect that, but I do think he has a good time.
His teacher and I were laughing about it the other day because she was like, I said, we're having a rough morning, like, good luck. And she was like, Fielding? She's like, he's always totally fine.
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, and then I joked with her because I was like, he's always laying on the floor on one arm. And she's like, yep, that's our guy. And he really is, like, every picture in the background laying on the ground. Yeah. They went and gave the nurse flowers this week. All the other kids are standing there waiting to get their flowers. Fielding's laying on the ground. And they're like handing him his flower while he's laying down. I'm like, damn it, Fielding, stand up.
That's the most Fielding thing ever.
He's just like doing his own thing.
Yes, he
vibing
is.
it out.
Yeah,
that's how that man
always
lives.
Vibing. If I ever watch him, it's like he just like kind of does it. He's an only child for sure because it's like he does his own thing and like just chills.
Yeah,
he's so easy.
And
to
he comes
watch.
up to you. Way to go, lightning!
It's
Lightning, where are
you? When we like swap babysitting services for each other, you get the short end of the stick.
Oh no,
like,
for sure. Like I love your children, but for sure.
Number one, it's 2 against 1.
Facts. And like
number 2, well, there's a talkative one and the demanding one.
Your kids are just used to like I don't even know. I think it's a difference in personality too, though. Like, I think it's having a sibling is so different, and also they're just used to like their level of like play and stuff. And like we picked up Addie and Tucker yesterday, and Addie gets in the car, and then and Fielding's like, "What?" And like it's just funny whenever y'all leave. My house is so quiet. There's still a kid here, but it's just so quiet, and I'm like.
And then yesterday I snapped you guys because I'm like, my house was quiet for a solid 45 minutes. Addie was upstairs watching Bluey. Tucker's in the living room with us, but he's like building blocks completely quiet. And I was like, oh my God.
Beautiful.
Oh my God. This
beautiful.
It feels amazing. It was calm. Like my heart rate's not up. I'm like, maybe I'll stop growing less gray hair.
No, but that's why the thought of having another child is terrifying to me because that's what my life is like all the time. Like,
but even if we just would have had Addie,
that's so true. That's so true.
And Addie was such a personality that like needed accompaniment. She needs a companion for her life. And like right now, her and Tucker fight like cats and dogs. One day, hopefully they won't. They probably will.
Listen, Tristan and I didn't stop fighting until we were in our 20s.
I keep thinking long term. She'll have a companion.
Exactly.
But that's just her personality. Where like Field, on the other hand, like he's good solo.
He's like Connor, though.
He wants to be solo.
Well, you know what? That's more actually my personality. Connor seems like he wants to be solo, but Connor is a companion.
Connor does not.
Yesterday, I was like, Courtney and I are going to go to TJ Maxx. Do you want to come? He's like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, then get your ass out of the shower, homeboy. We're going. And
so then I was like, well, so then can y'all drive me around?
Yeah.
And it's my idea to go do errands.
Mom and dad came and picked her up.
Yes, exactly. And I rode in the back seat. But
I love it.
All right. Well, that's it. We're going to go to a soccer game in the cold.
Go team.
I'm so excited.
What's their team name now?
Lucky Charms, which is
The
the
Lucky
cutest
Charms,
freaking
they
name.
They were the Bears before,
They were the Bears, and it was cute, but like something about the Lucky Charms, I just
Lucky Charms is so cute. Are they green? Is that their color?
They're green.
Cute.
It's so fun. So we're going to go spend the rest. I feel like I've lived an entire life now. I think we should record every Saturday morning if we get the chance. Beautiful. Because here's so many pros. I'm so excited. There's so many pros. Like now, guess what? I'm ready for the day. On Sunday, I get ready only to podcast.
And it's like Sundays just I need to restore.
I need to chill.
And also you're going out of town for work again. Girl boss,
I'm a solo trip to Austin.
Yeah, I have an idea for tonight. We'll see if it comes to fruition if you want to partake.
Okay. All right. Well, we will see.
TBD.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening in. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Remember to rate, review, and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Please leave us a 5-star rating and tell us you love us and that we are wonderful angels. And we will see you again next week. Toodles, poodles.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mwah.